Hey guys, it is day 101. It's supposed to be 51 degrees out here. That's what my watch says, but it feels a whole lot warmer than that. The sun is out, but it feels great. I've been uploading my days slowly and working out the edits and stuff. I really don't do much in terms of editing, but I have to kind of run it through the processing, and it takes time, and I'm about like 4 or 5 days behind. So you're probably going to get all of these videos like swamped all at once when I finally get around to releasing them. So at day 101, this is the most consistent that I have been with exercise, with the exception of back in college. There's also a stretch of time where I was going to the gym around every other day or so and lifting weights, and I was getting really strong, like super strong, but I was not changing my physical appearance at all. I was still very large, huge gut, lumpy. It was not ideal. During that time, I was also working with my father where we were packing ammonia nitrate, and I was lifting 50-pound bags repetitively over, and you do that 40 times for a pallet and stack it. You know, it's almost eye level with a lot of this stuff. So you're kind of slinging 50 pounds, and eventually your back just gets like super strong. You can lift just about anything. Like the machine weights at Planet Fitness, I mean, they don't put a lot of weight on there or whatever, but there was only like 2 machines that I couldn't go up in there and do the full rack. And it was like the bench press, I couldn't do that, and the leg press, I couldn't do that. Everything else though, the row, everything, it was like the full machine. And so I was getting really strong, but it wasn't doing me any good in terms of the way I was looking. I still looked like a freaking potato. And I've had successful periods of weight loss. Like for instance, my wife and I were doing P90X, and I think we did probably like 2 or 3 months of that, and it was just, for us, excruciating. We were following the meal plans, the exercises, and it was very tough and challenging. I had lost like 20 or 30 pounds or something, but the problem was it sucked so bad from the moment that we quit. We just went back to normal eating habits and picked up the weight very quickly. This feels like the first time that I have found a workable solution for weight loss, and it's something that I can keep part of a sustained lifestyle rather than thinking of it like a diet. Now, I want to be fully transparent with everything that I'm doing. Last night was our family's pizza night. Typically, I hold myself to 3 pieces, which sounds like a lot if you're trying to lose weight, but it's worked for me. But like last night, after my 3 pieces, then in the evening there were 2 more left over, and I went for them, buddy. I went for them, and I had a lemon sweet tea, like one of those little ones, brisk in the can, and I had one of those, and then I had another one later. So it's not like I'm eating health consciously. I'm not doing that any way, shape, or form. Well, kinda, in moderation. The point is, most of the time throughout the week, I really am trying to be more conscious about how much I'm taking in, and I don't starve myself. I give myself the food that I want, and I just try to have a little bit less of it. But that brings me to the next thing is, let's say you were counting calories or something, and you were like, well, I want this cheeseburger, or I want this pizza, and you cut it within, you like proportion it out to the amount of calories that you're restricting yourself to. Well, you're getting that food, if you want to call it that, into your body, but it's not providing like ample nutrition. It's not providing great nutrition. So try to keep in mind that while yes, you can have the food you want, you're going to kind of get out what you put in. And if you're continually putting in junk, you're going to feel like junk. even if it's less junk, you're still going to feel like junk. So I do try to mix it up and get some varied sources of nutrition and not just keeping to the standard American burger fare and pizza and stuff. Don't get me wrong, I would eat that crap 7 days a week, 24/7, you know, if I could. But there comes a point in time where you have to recognize your body needs a little something different. There is a pastor that I know that married my wife and I, and when I first met him, he was a pretty large man. And I don't get to see him often. I visit the area probably once every year. So I had not seen the guy for about 2 years. And when I saw him, he was in really excellent shape, and he had slimmed down. And I was kind of shocked by it, just floored, because it was like he had lost a person. And when I was questioning him about it, as to what was that motivating factor, maybe what was that thing that kick-started him, he just said it was time. And that always kind of stuck with me, because in the back of my mind, I knew that I was a fat ass. And I was like, I wonder where my little switch is. It's going to go off in my head to tell me when it's time. It's like, you know that you need to, but there's something intrinsically that is keeping you back, and you don't know really what it is, other than maybe you've become complacent and lazy and all of that. But there's just something. And I've had so many moments in my life where I thought that moment that would be happening would be the catalyst for change. Like, a big reunion of people you knew back in college, you know, and now you look like all fat and stuff. You've gained like 60 to 80 pounds, and you want to like get in better shape so you can, you know, not look like a fat cow when you see them. Or maybe like the birth of my son, where I go, well, I want to be healthy for him and stay on this earth, and just kind of, you know, you play all these little mind games with yourself. But none of that stuff worked. None of that stuff was lasting. And it was something, it sounds conceited, but it's like you have to do it for you. And only you will know when that time is right to get off the couch and start moving, you know. There's another guy I know, a little younger than me. First time I met him, chubby little dude, had like chipmunk cheeks and everything. Not what I'd call super fat, just he was more rounded for sure. And then I didn't see him for a summer, and he came back mostly lean, you know, and has continued that lifestyle pretty much the duration of his life. And I asked him what was the catalyst for his change. And I remember he told me skinny feels better than food tastes. Now, I don't know about all that, because I love food, but it definitely worked for him. Well, guys, I went much longer on this video than I ever intended to. It was just stuff on my mind. Thanks for being a part of this journey, and hopefully I'll see you back here tomorrow. Later.